Today I'm using these heartfelt blooms to create two beautiful cards, and we're going to be bringing the inside of the card to the outside. It's really easy to do and it adds such a fun element to your design. But first we need to create the elements that we need for the card. I thought it'd be fun to do some hot foiling today, and I'm using the new stamping and blending cardstock. I'm still giving this a good old try with everything at the moment, and even though it's not made for hot foil, it actually works really well. I'm impressed. Obviously, if you want perfect results, then the foiling paper is a better option here. But for a design such as this, I found like there was a couple of areas that didn't foil perfectly, but they still foiled well enough because by the time you colour up the design, you're not going to notice. I'm making a panel for the front of my card, so I want to hot foil the image a second time. This bloom is beautiful. To work out where I needed to place the flower, I did kind of line it up with the edges, the cardstock that I was using, with the edges of the plate. That way I knew I wasn't going to double foil. Not that that would have really mattered anyway. I do want to make sure that I leave a portion of the image not touching the right hand side of the card, and you'll see why very soon. I also foiled the whole image, or almost the whole image, in some gold foil. This is a matte gold. It's really pretty. And while I was at it, it's much easier to do all your foiling at once. And I did a few extra panels while I was here. But these tiny hearts, they really make my heart happy. And I did them in the gold, and I'm going to keep this leftover piece of foil and use it with next time I have my laminator out, and I'll use it on some of the toner sheets that I've got. I'm using the coordinating stencils here to do my colouring today, and I got the layers mixed up here. I accidentally used the second layer with the darker colour. I wanted the biggest area of the flower to be the lightest, and that was easy enough to fix. Came back in and just added the layers again and started with the darker colour and then worked my way through because there's only 3 layers for the stencils. So it's kind of when I worked out that I got it wrong, I came back in and used the 3 darker colours rather than the 3 lighter. This set of inks is one of my favourites, and you'll see on the second card design this was the colours that I was going for. But in the end I kind of like the darker one better. I don't know, let me know in the comments below which card you prefer in the end. Do you like the darker flower or the lighter version? But it doesn't really matter what colours you use here. You can use your favourite colours, and you can always coordinate it with the design or with the cardstock that you're going to use on the inside of the card that's going to be seen from the outside. Now this adds such a fun element to a card design, and it's something that you won't really see on a bought card. So it's one of those things that we can do to step up our card designs and make them that little bit special. So I kept this really simple today and just used my paper trimmer to cut away the edge of the design. I did consider fussy cutting around the flowers, but I thought it looked really modern and bold just having that straight edge. I'm adding a plain piece of dark grey cardstock here. You could also add some texture by running it through an embossing folder. You could stamp on it. You could stamp on the inside of the card, or you can even use design paper. Now I did measure how wide my panel was, and then I can just come away and cut away the front portion of the card. That's the same size. And then I've turned to liquid glue now because I was struggling with my ATG gun today. I think I need to reload it. It's nearly empty. Doesn't play nice sometimes when it gets near the end of a roll. This is probably the easiest way to bring the inside of the card and incorporate it in your final design, being able to see it from the front of the card. I love the modern finished look. It is really bold, and having the foiled black outline is an extra shiny element that you'll only see in certain lights. So this is a really easy one to bring the inside out. It's a Z-fold card. I'm creating a regular A2 card base, so my cardstock is 5.5 by 8.5. I've scored it at 4.25, but I'm going to come in and score it a second time on the front panel at 2 1/8. So this way, when I fold it back on itself, the inside of the card is going to be visible whether the card is open or closed. It's a really fun technique and can be done on a pre-made A2 card base if that's what you have as well. I decided to partial die cut my panel for the front of the card. You don't have to make it this complicated. You can just as easily die cut the flower and adhere it to the front of the Z fold panel. And to do the partial die cut, I've made a couple of marks on the cardstock, and I'm just holding my top plate of my Big Shot sandwich up to that mark, and then I can run that through my die cutting machine. You can actually roll it all the way through because it will only cut where the two plates are going to meet. And then I can use my paper trimmer to cut away the excess cardstock. You could also attach it to the front panel and use a pair of scissors to get a guide where it needs to be. And I've used the same cardstock that I blended the flowers and did the hot foiling on to create the base of the card. It's quite a heavy weight. It's a 250 GSM. But in saying that, I wanted to give my flower a little bit of extra support because it's going to be hovering in midair. So I actually die cut a second version of the front panel and adhered them together with a bit of glue. I kind of think I overdid it. I probably didn't need to do that. Can you see the possibilities here? You can decorate this back panel however you like. I could have foiled more flowers and created a panel for the inside of the back of the card. I could have also used some plain design paper, some embossed design paper. I could even have just stamped the same image because it does have a coordinating stamp set in a light coloured ink. That would have looked really pretty too. The possibilities are endless. And all together now, my first very, very easy version was just to cut away a portion of the front of the card and add some plain cardstock on the inside. And the second, which is also very easy, is a Z fold card, which you can decorate however you like. Let me know in the comments below if you have a favourite today and if you're going to try either of these techniques. And if you do, I'd love you to share them with me. And you can join me here for a couple more fun videos. And if you did like today's video, please click on the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? It's totally free. I look forward to seeing you again here real soon. Till then, happy paper crafting. Bye.